Welcome to Unlimited Empire Creative Studio. Today we will talk about the most evil act in the Bible. Kindly subscribe to our YouTube channel to enjoy more. The film opens in the rugged hill country of Ephraim, where the Levite is preparing for a journey. The camera lingers on his modest home, showing his servant saddling a mule and gathering supplies. Inside the house, the Levite is deep in thought, looking at a small carved figure, perhaps a reminder of his concubine. He steps outside and speaks to his servant, who questions the wisdom of the journey. The Levite's resolve is clear: she is mine, and I will bring her back. As they mount the mule and leave, the camera pans to the desolate hills around them, setting a foreboding tone. On the way, the Levite reflects on his relationship with the concubine, hinting at past conflicts. The servant listens quietly, his unease growing as they head further into the wilderness. The Levite and his servant arrive at the concubine's father's house in the late afternoon. The father greets them with exaggerated warmth, ushering them inside and insisting they stay. The concubine appears at the doorway, her face a mix of relief and dread. During the meal, the father pours wine liberally, trying to soften the tension between the Levite and the concubine. The Levite, initially distant, begins to soften as he speaks to her, though her responses are quiet and reserved. The next morning, the Levite announces they will leave, but the father convinces him to stay another day. Over several days, the father's hospitality becomes increasingly overbearing, and the Levite grows impatient. Finally, on the fifth day, he insists on leaving, despite the late hour. The father's face shows a flicker of relief as they depart. The group sets out under a golden sunset, the light casting long shadows over the rocky terrain. The concubine rides on the mule, silent and withdrawn, while the Levite and servant walk alongside. As the sun dips below the horizon, the servant expresses concern about traveling at night. The Levite dismisses his worries, insisting they press on. The mood grows tense as darkness falls, and the wilderness around them seems to close in. They discuss stopping in a nearby town, but the Levite warns against staying in a foreign city, fearing hostility. Instead, they decide to continue to Gibeah, a town belonging to the tribe of Benjamin. The streets of Gibeah are eerily empty as the group arrives. They wait in the town square, growing more uneasy with each passing moment. Finally, an old man approaches, his face lined with worry. The old man insists they stay at his home, warning them not to remain in the square after dark. Inside, the old man offers them food and conversation. The Levite begins to relax, but the servant remains tense, glancing frequently at the door. Suddenly, loud pounding shatters the calm. Voices outside demand the Levite be sent out. The old man pleads with them, offering his own daughter and the concubine instead. The Levite hesitates before pushing the concubine forward, his face a mixture of guilt and fear. The mob drags her into the night, her screams echoing long after she is gone. Dawn breaks, casting pale light over the town. The Levite opens the door to find the concubine lying motionless on the threshold, her hands clutching the doorframe. He kneels beside her, shaking her gently. "Get up," he whispers, his voice breaking. But she does not move. The Levite's face hardens as he lifts her onto the mule. The old man watches silently, his guilt etched into every line of his face. As they leave Gibeah, the Levite's expression is one of cold determination. He says nothing, but his grip on the mule's reins tightens with each step. The Levite returns to his home in Ephraim. His anger and grief drive him to a shocking act. He carves the concubine's body into 12 pieces and sends them to the tribes of Israel. Messengers deliver the pieces, unwrapping them before stunned elders. Gasps of horror ripple through the tribal councils as the Levite's message is read aloud: "Such a thing has never been done in Israel. Consider it, take counsel, and speak your minds." The tribes gather at Mizpah, their leaders debating how to respond. Ultimately, they agree to confront the tribe of Benjamin, demanding the perpetrators be handed over. The Levite stands before the gathered tribes, recounting the events in Gibeah. His voice is raw with emotion, but some tribal leaders question his actions. "Why did you send her out?" one elder asks. The Levites' silence speaks volumes. The tribes vote unanimously to confront Benjamin. Messengers are sent, but the Benjaminites refuse to surrender their kinsmen, declaring war instead. The first battles are brutal, with the Benjaminites proving to be fierce warriors. Their slingers, deadly with precision, inflict heavy losses on the Israelites. Clashing swords and arrows flying through the air. Leaders shouting commands as chaos erupts on the battlefield. Wounded soldiers lying in the dust, their blood soaking the ground. On the third day, the Israelites devise a trap, luring the Benjaminites into an ambush. The tide turns, and the once proud warriors of Benjamin are slaughtered. The battlefield is silent. Smoke rises from the ruins of Benjamin cities, and bodies lie scattered across the ground. Only 600 men of Benjamin survive, fleeing into the wilderness. The Israelites, overcome by guilt, gather to mourn. They realize the extent of their actions. They have nearly wiped out an entire tribe. Elders debating how to preserve Benjamin's lineage. Young women being taken to provide wives for the remaining men of Benjamin. The Levite stands alone on the battlefield, staring at the devastation. His face is etched with guilt and sorrow. He whispers to himself, was it justice? Or vengeance? The camera pans out, showing the smoldering ruins of Gibeah and the scarred land beyond.
In those days, there was no king in Israel, and every man did what was right in his own eyes.
Thank you for watching this video. Please like, comment, share and subscribe to our YouTube channel. This story is taken from the book of Judges, chapters 19 and 20 in the Old Testament of the Bible. Specifically, Judges 19, the narrative of the Levite, his concubine, and the horrific events in Gibeah. Judges 20, the aftermath, where the tribes of Israel unite to seek justice against the tribe of Benjamin, leading to a devastating war. These chapters capture the moral decay and chaos of Israel during a time when there was no king, and everyone did what was right in their own eyes. Judges 21 verse 25.